Hey everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. So I said this week that we were going to do the pre-assessment exam. And I was just remembering, so the pre-assessment exam, it doesn't tell you the correct answers till after the test. So I feel like when we go through them, knowing the right answer and then the explanation, probably best. So we can just do the various topics like we were. That work. Right. Cool. Well, welcome everyone. And any specific topics that we want to go over today? I'll just reiterate. So the reason why the pre-assessment exam, it doesn't tell you the answers till after the class or after you take the exam, whereas the other ones explain the correct answer as we go along. So probably towards the end, oh, it's actually the end of the month. We can do like a 2-hour study session when we do the exam. But for right now, doing it like we are with the mini topics and the quizzes is probably best for knowing the right answers and getting the explanation of those answers. Now, any specific topics, feel free to put it in the chat. You focus on it. Anyone? All right, calculation and financing. Transfer title. Okay, sounds good. We'll start with real estate calculations and then we'll go into transfer title and then financing. Perfect. All right. Real estate calculation. Cool. All right. A property is valued at 115,000 and is taxed at 47 mils. The assessment rate on the property is 42%. Calculate the yearly taxes. Now it's at A, $227.10, B, $22.70, C, $4,550.20, or D, $2,270.10. Take a minute. Everybody can get all right. Cool. Then do we have any guesses? Make sure I give you guys enough time. All right, so the answer D. Good job. I also got that. Oops, sorry, let me get out of it. So the first thing you want to do is multiply 115,000 times 42%, and then you get 48,300. So I'll do that here. 115 times 0.42 equals. Cool. And then next you do multiply the millage rate of 47. So how I got the millage is dividing it by 1,000. So then you do times 0.047 equals. Cool. And I'll put that in there. Or actually, I'll put the question in the chat along with the answer. Good job. All right. So once you get the hang of calculating the mills, key thing is to then remember whether to multiply or divide. All right. So a rental property has a return rate of 7.5%. The monthly net rental is $650. What is the market value of the property? Is that A, 140,000, B, 105,500, C, 96,600, or D, 104,000? I'll put the question in the chat. Oh, sorry, I didn't choose an answer yet. So a rental property has a return rate of 7.5%. The monthly net rental is $650. What is the market value of the property? Take a few more, we'll take one more minute until we go ahead and elaborate. Feel free to put any of your guesses in the chat. All right. So the correct answer is D. And how they got that answer is your $650 is monthly. So you want to multiply 650 times 12, obviously 12 months in a year. And then you get a gross income of $7,800. So then you divide that by 7.5%, and then you get $104,000 as your market value, as the market value of the property. So the correct answer is D. All right, next question. A property is valued at $115,000 and is taxed at 40 mils. The assessment rate on the property is 35%. Calculate the yearly taxes. So just like we did on the very first question, basically the exact same math, plug in different numbers. Is that A, $3,220, B, $16.10, C, $161.10, or D, $1,610? So first, we'll do 15 times 0.35, so that 35% equals 40,250. Then we're gonna multiply. So 115, 115 times 0.35 equals 9. That you get 40,250. Then you want to multiply that by your 40 mils. So 40 divided by 1,000. So you do 40 divided by 1,000 equals 0.04. So you want to multiply 0.04 times 40 to 50. And you get 1. Right. So the correct answer is D, $1,610. And so this is the equation right down here. Sorry about that, guys. It took me a while. I don't like this calculator on the screen. Okay, next question. A parcel of land described as the southwest 1/4, southeast 1/4, and northwest 1/4 of section 13 sells for $500 per acre. What is the sale price of this property? So a parcel of land described as the southwest 1/4, southeast 1/4, northwest 1/4 of section 13 sells for $500 per acre. What is the sale price of this property? Is that going to be A, $5,000, B, $10,000, C, $100,000, or D, $40,000? Feel free to put your guesses in the chat. I'll give you another minute to calculate that. All right, so we have C. And the correct answer is A. All right, let's see how I completely forgot. Okay, so there are 640 acres in a section. Okay, so then using the denominators of the given fraction, divide 640 by 4 again. So they did 640 divided by 4 the first time, then 640 divided by 4, and then 640 divided by 4. Divide that by 4. and then divide it by 4 one more time. So there's 3 4s you're dividing by, and you get 10. So then you do 10 acres times times the $500 per acre, and you get $5,000. All right, good job, guys. That was a tough one. I completely forgot the equation for that one. So there's 640 acres equals in a section. All right. A real estate agent presented an offer in which the buyer asked the sellers to pay their half of the escrow fee and their 3 points. The sellers accepted $195,000 for the home, and the buyer is going to put $55,000 down. How much will the seller pay for the buyer's point? Is it A, $4,200, B, $6,400, C, $4,850, or D, $5,430? Right. A real estate agent presented an offer in which the buyer asked the sellers to pay their half of the escrow fee and their 3 points. The sellers accepted $195,000 for the home, and the buyer is going to put $55,000 down. $55,000 down. How much will the seller pay for the buyer's points? Right, I'll give us another minute. All right. Guesses. So the question, I'll put the question in the chat. So the correct answer is A, $4,200. And how you do that is the seller accepted $195,000 for the home, and the buyers are putting $55,000 down. So you do 195 minus the 55,000 and you get 140,000. So since they're putting $55,000 down in cash, they only need a loan for then 140,000, and then you would solve the loan. So $140,000 is what you need for the loan, and they are getting 3 points. So 140,000 times 3% equals $4,200. So 1 point equals 1% or 0.01. All right. Next question. Mr. and Mrs. Boyd are approved for an $85,000 loan. Their monthly payments will be $9.75 per $1,000 for 30 years. How much interest will they pay over the life of the loan? So Mr. and Mrs. Boyd are approved for an $850,000 loan. Their monthly payments will be $9.75 per $1,000 for 30 years. How much interest will they pay over the life of the loan? Is that A, $426,700, B, $4,776, $4,076 and $200, $213,350, or D, $170,375. Question in the chat. We'll give another minute for you guys. Put your answers in the chat. All right. We got C. Let's check. That is correct. Good job, guys. So it's first determine the amount of which the interest rate will be applied by dividing the 1,000. So you do 85,000 divided by 1,000, you get $85. Then multiply that amount by the interest per 1,000. So $85 times the $9.75 equals $828.75. Multiply that by the total number of months the loan is going to pay. So that's 30 over 30 years, which is 360 months. And you get $298,350. Then lastly, you subtract that by the loan amount. So you want to subtract the $298,350 by 85,000, and you get $213,350 in interest. Crazy. All right. That was a tough one. Lots of steps to that. If the loan value is 80% and the property is appraised at $95,600 and sold for $98,000, how much would the purchaser be permitted to borrow? I'll read that again. So if the loan value is 80% and the property is appraised at $95,600 and is sold for $98,000, how much would the purchaser be permitted to borrow? Is that A, $78,650, B, $76,480, C, $83,600, or D, $67,840? We'll do another minute on this. All right, we have B. And B is correct. So the loan value is based on the appraised value. So that is key. Loan value is based on the appraised value. That's why they try to be tricky here. Not the sale price. So what we want to do is do $95,600 times that 80%, which is 0.80, and you get $67,480. Right. Good job. Next question. If the sale of 150 by 110 property at 250, or sorry, $2.50 per square foot, if this broker's commission is 6%, how much does the owner realize from the, how much does the owner realize from the transaction? Okay, so it'd be how much does the owner basically get from the transaction? So in the sale of a 150 by 110 property at $2.50 per square foot, if the broker's commission is 6%, how much does the owner realize from the transaction? Okay, sorry. Ignore my answer. I'll give another minute on this. All right. We'll put C as our answer. And the correct answer is A, or is B, $38,775. So what you want to do is multiply the 150 times 110, and that gets you $16,500. Right. And the owners sell property for $2.50 per square foot. So then you take the 16,500, you multiply that by the $2.50 times equals $41,250. Then you want to multiply that by the 6%. So this is the total sale price, and we're multiplying this by 6% times 0.06 equals $2,475. So then you want to do the $41,250. So the sale price minus the commission is what the owner obtains from the transaction. So 410 minus 5 equals, and that gets you $38,775. Right, next question. A mortgager had a $67,000 loan at 5.5%. What would the new principal be right after the third payment if the monthly payment was $325? So a mortgager had a $67,000 loan at 5.5%. What would the new principal be after the third payment if the monthly payment was $325? Okay, and ignore the bubbles. Is that A, $66,469, $65,950, C, $66,946, or D, $66,900? Right, I'll give another minute on this. All right, any guesses? So the correct answer is C. All right, and I'll put this in the chat. Oh, my message is too long. Okay, I'm gonna break this up so that we can see how they did it. So first they multiplied 67,000 by 5.5%, and they get $3,685. They divide that by 12 months, with the interest of the first month then being $307.08. You round up. So the actual principal goes to the interest amount. So you would have to do it for each month. Because the interest is going to change each month. Because you're going to be paying on a different amount of your principal each month. So the hint they give to check the accuracy of your answer. So the shortcut method is to find the first month's principal and multiply it by the number of payments asked in the question. So the first month's principal is going to be the $17.92 times 3, which is $53.75. Subtract that from the original amount, and you get close to the correct answer, just didn't include the cents. All right, and last question. A broker has 3.75 acres of land listed at 0.215 per square foot. The total listing price is. So a broker has 3.75 acres of land listed at 0.215 per square foot. The total listing price is. All right, I'll give you Guys, another minute to figure that out. Okay, so the total listing price is that A, $35,012.05. B, $35,120.25. C, $37,050. Or D, $41,150. Right. Put this in the question in the chat. Any guesses? Right. And the correct answer is B. So remember that there's 43,560 square feet per acre. So you want to multiply 43,560 by 3.75 and you get 163,350 square feet. And then multiplying that by the 0.215 gets you $35,120.25. All right, good job, guys. So now we'll do transfer of title, and then we'll get into financing. All right. Perhaps the easiest way to remove a cloud on title is. Perhaps the easiest way to remove a cloud on title is A, eminent domain, B, foreclosure, C, a quitclaim deed, or D, a quiet title action. So perhaps the easiest way to remove a cloud on title is, and title is the actual lawful ownership of property. This is not a document, but rather a concept or theory dealing with ownership. Feel free to say your answers out loud or put them in the chat. All right, we got C, and that is correct. So a quitclaim deed can be used by either a reported owner or lien holder to release any interest held in a property. Although the same could be accomplished by a quiet title action or foreclosure, this would be more difficult and time consuming. Eminent domain is the right of the government to take property for public use. So that would not be relevant to the question. All right, good job. So the easiest way to remove a cloud on title is a quitclaim deed. Next question. A buyer decides to buy a house and all the furniture in it. The buyer and seller should execute a deed and a mortgage, B, habdum clause, C, mortgage and promissory note, or D, deed and bill of sale. So a buyer decides to buy a house and all the furniture in it. The buyer and seller should execute a deed and mortgage, B, habdum clause, C, mortgage and promissory note, or D, deed and bill of sale? All right, good job, guys. Correct. A deed transfers real property title, and a bill of sale transfers ownership of personal property. Example, furniture. If they want to include a hot tub, a grill, that would be on the bill of sale. All right, good job. Which deed is most preferred by the seller? A, general warranty deed, B, special warranty deed, C, limited warranty deed, or D, quit claim deed. So which deed is most preferred by the seller? And a deed is a written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property. So a deed is a written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property. So which is most preferred by the seller? All right, A, general warranty deed. I thought it was that too. So it actually is D, quit claim deed. And a deed that contains absolutely no warranties is a quit claim deed. Subjects the seller to the lease liability. The general warranty deed would be most desired by the buyer as it consists of 4 basic warranties: ownership, no liens, quiet enjoyment, and warranties forever. Oh, got it. Good job, guys. So preferred by the buyer is going to be the general warranty deed, and preferred by the seller is going to be the quitclaim deed. Seller is going to be their preferences. All right. A deed should be recorded in order to A, provide constructive notice to the world, B, provide lis pendens, C, prove ownership, or D, provide actual notice to the buyer. So a deed should be recorded in order to provide constructive notice to the world, B, provide lis pendens, C, prove ownership, or D, provide actual notice to the buyer. All right, we got D's and C's. And the correct answer is A. Oh, I actually didn't know that either. So provide constructive notice to the world. So an actual notice is when a person physically views public records. Recording the deed. Okay, so when you record the deed, it provides constructive notice, which is putting the buyer on notice to search the title of the property before buying. So actual notice occurs when a person physically views public records, and then the recording of the deed provides the constructive notice, putting the buyer on notice in search of the title property before buying it. A lis pendens is a lien pending, and recording does not prove ownership, but rather puts deed in the chain of ownership. Yeah, that is super confusing. Just by the word recorded, the whole answer changes. So a deed should be recorded in order to provide constructive notice to the world. So constructive notice is key. Actual notice occurs when a person physically views public records. Good to know those. All right, an instrument in writing that transfers ownership of tangible property is called a. So an instrument in writing that transfers ownership of tangible property is called A, bill of sale, B, mortgage, C, listing, or D, blanket mortgage. And that is correct. A is bill of sale. So a bill of sale transfers only tangible property, which example is furniture. Well, a real estate contract is a contract to transfer real estate. A listing is a service agreement between broker and seller, and a mortgage is an instrument that creates a voluntary lien on real property to secure payment of a debt. A blanket mortgage covers more than one property. So a bill of sale only transfers tangible property. So make sure you know what tangible means, and a bill of sale as well. All right, good job. And I think we have time for another. All right, and financing was the other topic we were going to cover. Cool. All right. An owner is building a fence on 3 sides of the property. If the fence will go from the frontage to the depth of the lot and along the back of the lot, how many linear feet of fencing do we need to fence 3 sides of a lot that is 200 by 180? So I'll say that again. An owner is building a fence on 3 sides of the property. If this fence will go from frontage to the depth of the lot and along the back of the lot, how many linear feet of fencing do we need to fence 3 sides of a lot that is 200 by 180? A, 720, B, 580, C, 560, or D, 400? We probably got A, 720. All right, so the correct answer is C. So in order to calculate the linear feet, simply add the dimensions of the 3 sides to be fenced. So it'd be 180 plus 200 plus 180 equals 560. That was tricky. I was multiplying. So you would do, so length times width times height. So it wouldn't be length times width times height. You would add them all like you were doing a perimeter. So you do 180 plus 200 plus 180, then equals the 560. All right, good job, guys. Next question. How many acres in the lot described as the northwest 1/4 of the southwest 1/4 of the southeast 1/4? How many acres in the lot described as the northwest 1/4 of the southwest 1/4 and the southeast 1/4? We know there's 640 acres in a section. What are we thinking? C. All right, so the correct answer is C. What we want to do is there's 640 acres in a section. So you do 640, and then you want to divide by 4 3 times. There's 3/4. So 640 divided by 4 divided by equals 640 divided by 4 equals 160. Divide that by 4 equals 40, and then divide by 4 one more time, and you get 10. Question in the chat, and the correct answer is going to be 10 acres. All right. A viable alternative to foreclosure would be, so a viable alternative to foreclosure would be A, filing a lis pendens notice, B, filing an attachment, C, a deed in lieu of foreclosure, or D, filing a writ of execution. So a viable alternative to foreclosure would be A, filing a lis pendens notice, B, filing an attachment, C, a deed in lieu of foreclosure, or D, filing a writ of execution. What? And foreclosure is the process used by a lien holder to force a property to be sold so that the proceeds of the sale can be applied toward the debt satisfaction. All right, we have C, A, and D. C was the first one, and C is correct. So in a deed in lieu of foreclosure is given by the homeowner to the bank in lieu of foreclosure. So the attachment, so a deed in lieu of foreclosure is given by the homeowner to the bank in lieu of foreclosure. So a viable alternative to foreclosure would be that a deed in lieu of foreclosure would be that the homeowner, what the homeowner gets so that the property doesn't foreclose. And the attachment is filed, and an attachment is filed with the sheriff's office to attach real estate property to a foreclosure, whereas a writ of execution is filed with the sheriff's office authorizing them to seize the property at the time of foreclosure. And lis pendens literally translates lien or litigation pending and filed against the homeowner. So a viable alternative to a foreclosure would be a deed in lieu of foreclosure, which is given to the homeowner, is given by the homeowner to the bank in lieu of foreclosure. So what is it? Saving the homeowners from foreclosing. All right. How many acres is in the parcel that is 400 by 800? So how many acres is in the parcel that is 400 by 800? A, 10, B, 5, C, 7.35, or D, 8.15? All right, any guesses? Maybe. So it is B. What we want to do is multiply 400 by 800, and you get 320,000. Then you want to divide the 320,000 divided by 40, 43,560, because that's how many acres are in a foot. And you get 7.346189, and you round up, so it would be 7.35. So that is the formula for calculating this. So there is 43,560 feet an acre. Okay, how many square feet are in an acre? So 1 acre equals how many square feet? All right, good job. Is correct. Cool. Next question. A lender advertises that there are reasonable monthly terms available for the purchase of a home. Which disclosure is necessary? So a lender advertises that there are reasonable monthly terms available for the purchase of a home. Which disclosure is necessary? A, monthly mortgage payments. B, interest rate and interest paid of the life of the loan. C, no disclosure is necessary. Or D, interest rate. So a lender advertises that there are reasonable monthly terms available for the purchase of the home. Which disclosure is necessary? You say C, and C is correct. So this, good job. This was tricky. So a simple statement which is reasonable monthly terms available will not necessitate disclosure under the Truth in Lending Act. However, disclosure of a particular trigger item, such as the interest rate or the monthly payments, would require full disclosure and interest-related items. Good job. That was hard. Okay. Just 1 day prior to a foreclosure sale, the homeowner pays the bank all past due payments, late charges, attorney fees, etc. The homeowner saves the property under the right called A, anticipatory repudiation, B, defense clause, C, equitable right of redemption, or D, statutory right of redemption. All right, we got D. And it is actually C, equitable right of redemption. So statutory redemption occurs after the sale has been finalized and is recognized only in those states that have extended the right of redemption to include the period of sale. Equitable redemption, the correct answer, occurs prior to finalization of the sale when the homeowner avoids foreclosure by paying all past due payments. Okay. Yeah, this is tough. Right, they all do get super confusing. So just knowing the vocab and not getting tricked by words that they create on the exam is also key. So the correct answer is equitable right of redemption is when the homeowner pays the bank all past due payments, late charges, attorney fees, etc. Right. And this is before the sale. Yes. Good point. Okay, how many square feet are in 2 acres? So we know that 43,560 feet are in an acre, so how many are in 2? D, and that is correct. Good job. Which is the right of the defaulting borrower in a title theory state where a borrower is able to redeem the property after a sale is confirmed? So which is the right of the defaulting borrower in a title theory state where a borrower is able to redeem the property after a sale is confirmed? Is that A, the borrower has no right of redemption, B, quiet title, C, equitable redemption, or D, statutory redemption? So which is the right of the defaulting borrower in a title theory state where a borrower is able to redeem the property after a sale is confirmed? Yeah. Over there, D, over here, C. Let's see. So the correct answer is going to be D. And the only reason I knew that is from the previous answer. Hold on. The explanation prior says a statutory redemption occurs after the sale has been finalized, as this is recognized only in those states that have extended the right of redemption to include the period after sale. So only certain states do this after the sale. So the statutory, yes, good point, is after sale. Yeah, that was a tough one. Oh yeah, good advice. So other states, like Keisha said, would be A. The borrower has no right of redemption. So only in title theory state, in a title theory state. All right. So if a property generates a gross income of 200,000 and a sale price of 3 million, what is the gross rent multiplier? So if a property generates a gross rent income of 200,000 and a sale price of 3 million, what is the gross rent multiplier? So definitely plug in that formula to get the gross rent multiplier. We got D, and that is correct. So sales price divided by rent equals gross rent multiplier. So you get 15. So 3 million divided by 200,000 equals 15. Awesome. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. Not that I know I have this every week, but just in case others need a little CompuFrame study guide that everyone could reference. Hopefully it's helpful, and thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'll keep this in the chat for a little. Thank you.